Honeybee Tarot Hive. I'm going to record this. It might be a bonus reading. I'm not sure how I'm going to title it. I pulled these cards again a couple of days ago and sat on them. I am going to do a reading depending on what time I finish with this for the new moon. But I thought this reading was so amazing. I just did not have time to do this recording. I wanted to do some other things, having a little bit more to do with what I do with my day job. And those videos are posted on Honeybee Tarot as well. Stress reduction, coping skills, kind of that. So I'm going to let you just look. I think you can pretty much see that there are a ton of cards that were picked, and they're drawn and they're out there. And so what I'm going to do is just go through this reading, and if I decide to post it, I decide to post it, and if I don't, I don't. I don't know if this is more about a journal for me or for you, but it is what it is. So, again, my 3 cards that I generally utilize when I do readings are what is the issue, what's the situation, what are we looking at here? That's the first card. The second card is what is the potential action to take, and what is the potential, and then the third is what is the potential outcome. I get clarifiers, and it depends on if I'm reading for myself or if I'm reading for just general, like what's going on with the world. I'm not necessarily reading for myself. I'm reading just to know what's going on in the world right now. And that's what this reading was. When I did it, it was not a personal reading. It was more for like WTF. Okay. And so I utilized the Moonology deck. Those were the first 2 cards that I drew. And what came out was your commitment is being tested. Very appropriate. And again, I just want to draw your attention to not only the phase of the moon or the type of the moon, which this is the first quarter moon, but also the colors. So we've got purple here, and then the second card, or they came out together, but the next card was Hold Your Vision, which is in the color of indigo with mountains in the background and fixed moon. So I'm going to go ahead and, it's sort of self-explanatory in many ways. Your commitment is being tested. World, collective, people, humanity. Your commitment is being tested. Hold your vision. Fixed moon. Both of them look nearly half way between the full and the new moon. I'm going to just go ahead and, to get this out of the way, read from the book and backtrack a second. So purple represents our crown chakra, connection to the divine, spirituality, and indigo is more about your third eye and visualizing from your third eye. It's not these eyes, it's your third eye. It's a ability to manifest and create what you see and envision that you might not be looking around and seeing, but you envision mentally, and you can create that mentally, if you will, but it's connected to your higher consciousness as well. So there's that. Your commitment is being tested. First quarter moon. I am committed to my dreams and move towards them with confidence. There could be some challenges coming your way, but they're just the universe's way of testing you. The first quarter moon calls for you to face any hurdles with confidence. What do you actually think is possible? If you believe you can do it, then you probably can. This is a theme that I have been discussing in my last readings. I really believe that what we're going through is a testing of our faith and our belief, and a calling for us to utilize that part of ourselves, that part of our experience as human beings that includes a consciousness that can create the consciousness that it wants. It's if you're not already kind of traveling down this road and understanding it, it's hard to explain. But that's what I think. Okay. What do you actually think is possible? If you believe you can do it, then you probably can. If you spend your life affirming that something is too big for you to surmount, it probably is. See how it works? If you think something is true, then it is. It's going to be, because you're going to act upon that belief. And when you act upon that belief, you're going to create that reality, right? Okay. So do you believe your dreams will come true, or have you secretly already given up? Showing some commitment now will help you move towards your desired outcome. What you believe to be true is true for you. So believe in yourself. Additional meanings for this card. The answer to your question is yes, but not yet. Another one is you're halfway to your goal. Another one is you still need to put in more effort. Sometimes we need to realize how much we want something, and you need to recommit to someone or something. Okay, and that goes along with hold your vision. There are two main possibilities with this card. The first is that you need to stand firm in whatever situation you're in. The second, very different interpretation, is that something is stuck. That could well be referring to the situation you're asking about. If that's the case, have a think about what you can do to grease the wheel so that events move forward. Are you being stubborn? If that's so, great. Because if you really want things to change, there's a solution. Stop digging your heels in. Be the one to break a deadlock. With two interpretations for this card, it's up to you to decide what's going on and which meaning applies to you. This offers up a chance for some self-reflection. Attuned to the moon. Yes, just say the word a lot and see how it feels. So I just did a recording on the power of saying yes. I did not read from this book when I did my own little reading. I'm reading to you, and that is blowing me away. I need to think about that for a second. We have become such a divisive society, and one in which, like, my truth is the truth, and I'm going to say no to whatever you say. I'm waiting for you to say something so that I can say something. And even just in couples therapy or any kind of relationship therapy, when we are able to say, yes, I heard you, This is why this matters to you. This is important to you. The other person just, right? Their defenses settle down. Oh, you get me. And when our defenses settle down, we're more likely to then want to hear the other person, work with the other person, problem solve, feel empathy, feel compassion. So I think collectively, this is something that we need to think about. Are we in a yes space or are we in a no space? Are we in a fighting space? Are we in a faith-based space? Are we in a compassionate, empathetic, where are we going together space? I really don't care about the countries. I mean, there are certain things that realistically you kind of have to care about, but I don't know. Just it's really hard. I understand, but we're human beings on a living, breathing planet. And in the end, all of these beings are the same and one. And why are we not able to work together? And I feel like this is one of the things that is really being called to the fore right now. But additional meanings for this card: staying power, faith, or patience are needed. Someone needs to back down, avoid stagnation. A personal or professional relationship will be enduring. Okay, so that's that. So when I use the Moonology cards, I generally ask, kind of like, what's the overall energy? What are we dealing with here? What are we being asked to deal with? What's the energy that's influencing us? And so that's what that would be. All right, so what's the situation? Looks kind of scary if you're not aware or experienced or familiar, that's the word, with tarot or astrology. It's all connected. The Devil card is related to the sign of Capricorn, and Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. Saturn right now is moving through and out of the sign of Capricorn into the sign of Aquarius, which is coming up in our outcome. Okay? My brain is exploding because there's so many directions I could go with this, and I don't want to hijack too much time, but it's hard. What's the situation here, right? This card for me in this reading feels very much like daddy's tough love. Capricorn is the master builder. Capricorn has been around the block a few times. They work hard, they party hard. And so many times when you get this card, there's hedonism involved and addiction and this sense of being trapped in like that lower, I don't know, more hedonistic piece of being a human being. And I there's nothing bad or good about that. It just is a part of our human experience. It can relate to addictions. I don't think that that's not what's going on here in this particular reading. Capricorn, again, works hard, plays hard, has been there, done that. And Capricorn, as the big daddy with the tough love, wants all of us to learn from having been there, done that. This lesson will be repeated until it's learned. And right now, there are so many things coming around as Saturn has been playing with some of the other planets. Again, I'm not an astrologer. Follow some astrologers if you want to, so you can learn more about this, but this is like a no joke thing. We've been here before. You can Google I don't know what you would Google, but if you really wanted to, you could go on YouTube and find some astrologers discussing where Saturn is meeting up with other planets like Jupiter, Pluto, Pisces. I'm sorry, not Pisces, Neptune. Mars, and how these planets coming together have impacted the world and or the United States before, and we're feeling those patterns again. So, you know, what's going on? That's what's going on. Where do you want to go, people? Do you want to build a wiser collective community? Or are we going to stay down here in the base addictive ego space? Okay, so this is not a good or a bad card. It is a card denoting energies. And energies always exist on a continuum. Okay, so this is the situation. Where are we going, people? What are we building? What do we value? Do we value the like material things. And sure, we like to make our money. We like to have our nice things. We like safety, security, but it can become too much. It can become about greed, and we'll see that later. But okay, so there's that. Now I asked for clarifiers, and these two cards came out. One is the Hermit, card of Virgo, number 9. Give you a chance to look at that. You can see there are the symbols of Virgo, Jupiter, and the Sun. I think there's 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 stars on there? Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, 8 stars. Oh, and then 9 up at the top. Cherry blossoms, it looks like to me. And that came out along with the 8 of Swords. So again, to me, this looks like a call to decide or to say that this is about deciding, are we going to figure out what the higher experiential meaning is as we process through this time? Are we going to go and sit with ourselves and meditate on it and reflect on it and climb that mountain and go within? Jupiter wants us to be more expansive, or it is expansive, philosophical. Are we going to see a bigger purpose and meaning in what we're going through? Our commitment to what is being tested? Your faith? Humanity? What matters? Purpose? Meaning? Or are we going to stay in the 8 of Swords and just keep going round and round and round and round in the same shit, different day? No connection. This is kind of, you got to connect to yourself and understand yourself and your inner purpose and meaning and higher, wiser self with spirit, with God. Or you can sit here and just go round and round with, we can just debate and go around and around and around all day long and get nowhere. That's fine. But is it? It's not fine to me. I don't. Ugh. This lesson will be repeated until it's learned. 8 for me always represents the infinity sign. Turned on its side. As above, so below. We're going to keep going round and round until we learn this lesson. It's a very karmic element to kind of what we're going through, like an intended element, if you will. Okay, so what are we to do with this? The card that came out was the Knight of Cups. Very much pomp and circumstance. To me, these little wings remind me of, I think it's Mercury. Message of love, communicating love, bringing emotions, an offering, compassion, you know, his little cloak, or what is that called that he wears? Well, we're going to call it a cloak. Has little fish all over it representing Pisces. We are in Pisces season and we're getting ready to exit. Wait, what's today? Yeah. So we're kind of right on the cusp. But here's the interesting thing to me. Whenever I see this card, I also see another card, and I'm going to show you that card. You know, remember, we're getting symbols every day. Every day. You can use cards if you want to. You can use synchronicities, songs, you know, whatever kind of sticks out to you. Or if you sit and pray, you're talking to God. If you're sitting in meditation, you're listening to God. You know, what are you getting in meditation? I utilize all of it. But for me, when I'm seeing the cards or looking at the cards, these two are very similar to me. This is a major arcana, and this is minor. This is an overarching sort of energy or theme, and this is kind of a present energy, I guess. It seems to me that we are moving through a time of death. And certainly we are hearing about actual physical death in the news. Now, and underneath death in this card is the World card. But this death for me is more about transformation. There's a difference between change and transformation. Change is it's not easy. There's an adjustment period. But transformation is sometimes it requires a much longer sense of dying to oneself or dying to the situation or surrendering to the loss or surrendering to who or what one was or thought one was or what one thought life was. It's the butterfly. It completely changes. It's not like a chameleon. A chameleon, you know, is on a brown tree trunk, and it's brown, and then it moves over and it's up in or I don't know what chameleons do, but let's say they go by a green yucca, and then they're green, changed colors. It's not the same thing as a caterpillar that completely almost dissolves and then bursts forth, and it's a butterfly. It's completely changed. Have you ever, I don't know, if you've ever said to yourself about yourself, wow, I can look back and in my 20s and compare myself to where I am now, I don't even recognize that person. Like, I'm not that person at all. Like, wow, that's transformation. So I feel that this is saying we need to have compassion, to make an offering of compassion as we move through our transformation and the death of one thing into another. And what would that be? The clarifying card is the Princess of Pentacles, which came out, I think, in my last reading, or maybe the last one before the last one, which again is about the earth, is about materialism and what we do with it, how we utilize it, our resources, including our Earth's resources. We're not, come on, I don't care who you are. You can be a Trumper all day long, and you know in your heart of hearts, and if you don't know that, then I'm sorry for you. I really am. That you don't get that the earth has a limited amount of resources that it can give us at any given time. And we can't just keep taking and taking and taking in this like ego-based, childish, I want what I want when I want it way. I don't get that. It makes me sad. It makes me sad for Earth. It makes me sad for the people that do get it. It makes me sad because we're all going to pay the price if we don't get our shit together. But we have to do it compassionately, and we have to really kind of decide like, okay, so this is what we've done. These are the leaders we've chosen. And again, in my counseling practice, I say all the time, you have the right to course correct at any given time, moment to moment. You have the right to course correct. And I use that in different, sort of places, but we do. We can course correct. We absolutely can. Are we going to? Are we going to keep going round and round here? Are we going to keep, for those of us who do understand this and who, highly sensitive people, we're just very attuned to this. We get it. Like, I remember feeling this as a child. Beating up on people that don't get it, or trying to enter into the us versus them mentality isn't effective either. So what are we going to do? And I feel like what we're going through right now is an opportunity for us little people, if you will, to come together and correct our course compassionately. Not for ourselves, but for future generations. For Earth. And I don't know why that's so important, except that it just truly, truly is so important. Can you imagine being the generation of the Earth that dies? I can't. How scary. My and most anyone watching from the United States, ancestors fought for an ideal and they came to this country for an ideal. Some risking everything they knew before. I feel like this is kind of like that. What is the story that you want your great grandchildren to tell about you? Okay. So where are we? 37:50. Okay. So what's the possible outcome here? We've got the 9 of Wands. It's a warrior, right? Been through it. We got the Star. Card of Aquarius, which Saturn is moving into. I'm not going to explain this, but just let me say there's 7 stars here, 7 smaller stars next to this bigger star. And so some of you will understand the 7 stars and some of you will not, but I'm not going to get into it. Tarot cards have a lot of symbolism, and study it if you want to know. And then we have the card of Temperance. So we've got 9, 17, again, a number 8. Is that 17? Yeah, number 8. And Temperance, 14, which resonates to 5. Yeah, 5. Let me just check something here for a second. Oops. I want to see, I'm pretty sure the Tower is right before the Star. Because the Star for me represents 16, 17. Yeah. Okay. So shabam. Here is 16. Well, shit. What just happened there? Everything that we've ever known, the structure, the tower, the leaders, the king, the people, the dignitaries flying out of that tower. Lightning bolt. And after the tower, and I relate this card to the planet of Uranus. After the tower comes hope and healing. And for me, trust and faith that we are one with that leveling and balancing. Mind, body, spirit in balance. The higher self in balance with the lower, the spiritual manifesting practically. This card being like together, they're an amazing message of hope and healing, and a remembering that the darkness and the pain and the sorrow and the more negative elements, whether on the macro level or the micro level, are a part of our healing. I think one day I will share more about my story, but across the board, as a counselor, we know that unless you integrate your wounding and the pain that you went through and your feelings about that, you will not heal. You have to go through it. And this card is a recognition, I think, of that. And this card is saying, don't forget where you've been. Don't be paranoid about it. Learn from it. Acknowledge it. Don't be stupid. Don't stick your head in the sand. But don't freak out either. You're a warrior. You're bandaged and bruised, and you're still wearing your green boots through the green terrain. Sprouting green sprigs from these wands of fire and life and passion and purpose. That's the outcome. Healing, hope and healing, trust in that we are going through it for our elevation. On the micro level or the macro level, on the individual level or the community level. It doesn't matter if you're working through stuff and you're recognizing like, holy hell, like when shit hits the fan, this is how I react. And I need to, sit with that and be with that and figure out, what is this about for me? The more that you heal that, collectively we're going to heal. But we also have to look collectively is like, what is our why here, people? Why are we developing and moving towards this like ability to connect all the way across the world? Why have we been moving, sailing across lands and trying to get to the new world and why? For money or something else? Okay. So the clarifier for the 9 of Wands is the 4 of Wands. See how she is this a she? Yeah. We've got the dove flying over and the pyramids in the background, and the spiral. She's in balance. I can almost feel the wind pushing her around, and she's just in complete balance. Again, I can't help but say for this, that this is different than in 4 of Wands and the other decks, but it's almost like complete trust in the stability of the cycles and the turns of the wheel and the spirals of life and the things that we go through. For growth. The star clarified again by number 8 of Pentacles. What are we going to create? Trusting in our ability to create something here, manifest something here. Thinking about what it is do we want to create here on earth now. And it's an unlimited, the star is, it's unlimited. I know water is emotions, but for me, this is a very spiritual card because water is fluid. We are made of water. We can decide what it is we want to create and how we want to create it just by deciding that that's what we're going to do. There's nothing that we don't possess in order to be able to create that which we want to create. And a recognition of that. A focus on that. And I feel like it's something more than what we have now, or what we are aware of now. And temperance, which is 6, did I say 6? No, 14. Wait, is that right? 14 to 15. Balance. Comes before the devil card. So, temperance. Again, as above, so below. Balance between the spirit and the material world. Hope, healing after the passage of death, transformation, is clarified by the Prince of Cups. Well, this is odd. Never noticed this before. I'm just thinking out loud right now, okay? He has I guess it's the king's hat on his pocket. He certainly looks intense and intentional. There is the Egyptian, I think it's a god that looks like a wolf and rows the boat through, is it Hades? I don't know, but he's back there. Can you see him? Right there. Wait, right. There's my finger. Where's my finger? Oh, can you see him right there? In the background, right? Is death, transformation. There is this wand with the snake. It's magic, power, power to transform, power to heal. Or the Scorpion. I'm Scorpio rising, and I can tell you that as I move through my own work, and healing, I have the power to really transform and become a healer or self-destruct. Scorpion will not let you take them down. What's in that cup? What's he going to drink from? This self-destruction or healing and transforming the darkness, repurposing the pain. Integrating and becoming stronger because of it. What's he going to drink from? Ugh. I've been there. Nope. It's why I do this. Why I do all of the things that I do. Humanity has an opportunity here to course correct and to heal and to rise up higher, stronger than ever in protection of the existence of humanity and, quite frankly, Mother Earth. And so I asked, what's the block? What would block us? Woo, I've had an emotional day today. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I've had an emotional day today. Thank you for holding that space. All right. And so the block here is, I got the Faith card. It's in purple. Okay. So what do we have faith in? Do you see Mother Earth as well as the Holy Spirit, as well as another being, wisdom, higher, wiser self? Again, another cup. Let me read this. Oh, and the bottom of that deck was, where did it go? Impatience. Faith, maybe in our ability to create, maybe in our ability to course correct, maybe in our ability to see what we're going through from a higher perspective, or impatience. an inability to trust in what is happening in divine timing. In again, it's the same sort of being behind there, like spirit, God, the universe. He's climbing up there to mess around with cosmos in some way. So are we going to be in faith? Remember, this is about the block and impatience. Let me just check these out here. Faith, purple. Oh, sorry. We are all wounded. Some wounds are recognized easily while others are not. Forge ahead and do not allow your pain to hold you back. You are meant to inspire others, and if you do not carry on, they will suffer. It is time to deliver your message. Like that's very personal. Inspiration, what frightens you is something much smaller than you know. If you are experiencing pain, holding on tighter will only worsen the situation. Your greatness awaits. Our greatness awaits. Key ideas: narrow focus, miracles all around, not following wise counsel, not accepting your gifts, using energy in a self-defeating way. That's what's going to block us. As will, why did that just go up? As will an underlying energy that has been moving through us, past, present, and into the future, of impatience. And I will read that coming from the blue area, which is kind of like our way of expressing ourselves. And also, I think it's kind of in the indigo realm, your third eye. So, your desire to create may overpower the necessity of aligning with divine timing. The time to shine will come. Move with the energy and not in front of it. Being present has its own reward. Exactly. Key ideas: scarcity thinking, how much toilet paper did you hoard? I hope not. And if you did, I hope you like run around at the toilet paper parade and pass it out to your neighbors. Being exhausted by your efforts, success through patience. And that's my human. Try not to be judgmental about the toilet paper hoarding and the hand sanitizer soap hoarding. But look, people, if every single one of us cannot practice good hygiene, and you're Mr. or Mrs. Clean, do you think that's going to benefit you? It's not. We all need to be hygienically taking care of ourselves, all of us. So spare square. Okay, so then I asked for guidance, wisdom, or energy from the animal kingdom, and I got camel. Essentially, we were made for this. We can do this. This is a journey that if we're here watching this video, or capable of watching this video, we were designed and created to be here to do that, because we can't. I asked for a card from the Archangel Oracles card, and I got Indigo and Crystal Children. Archangel Metatron, you have a bond with children. In particular, you can help children that are sensitive. I've always been kind of like, I don't, why, huh? What's this card about? And what I think it's about is that we are, once again, deciding what our legacy is going to be. And I think that what is coming is a higher, elevated consciousness that we can educate our children about, and or the children that are going to be born into this world will, and many of them are already here, are going to be very highly sensitive, and we need to nurture that in them. I think they're going to be fighting for connection, and they may have to fight against what we have done to connect through communicate through devices. I'm getting all out there, but this is for our children, for legacies. Bottom of the deck for the Rider-Waite cards, which were the initial cards, again, is the Ace of Swords, enlightenment, new truths coming out, new ways of thinking, new perspective coming from God, Spirit. We have an opportunity here to pierce through sort of old paradigms and programming from people in power. Okay. Bottom of the deck for the Cosmic Tarot deck, that was this deck, the clarifying deck, was Nine of Pentacles. Independence, independent thinking, ability to provide for herself everything that she needs, a very basic trust in her ability to provide for herself anything that she needs, sitting in abundance. What does that mean to you? It might have to shift. It might look different, might not. Cheetah, bottom of the deck for the Animal Oracles. Moving forward on our own power and swiftly I'm having a hard time articulating this. Bottom of the deck. There is a fire within each of us that is going to motivate us to move swiftly into this next space. Okay. And then finally, I asked, I'm sorry, bottom of the deck for the Moonology, take time to breathe out. I don't know what else there is to say. I've got another video on breathing. I know I've said multiple times, just breathe, calm down, blah, blah. And then I realized a lot of people don't know how. So I created a video. Watch it or find another video or guru that you align with that can teach you how to do diaphragmatic breathing that calms the system. Okay. And the final question that I asked was, but why? Why are we going through all of this? Oh my God, I just got goosebumps all over. I don't know if you can see those. Why? These are the cards that came out. Coming together. Third eye chakra and the Empress. I believe, once again, that this is asking us, no matter what ends up happening or showing up outside of our control, that we as a collective, the little people, the 99% needs to come together and recognize the power of our ability to create from a space of like our visualization. You know, what is it that we want, connecting with God and spirit, and remembering who we are for the purpose of taking care of Mother Earth in all of creation, all of humanity. To me, it doesn't get any clearer than that. These three numbers add up to 11. It's a master number, karmic number. It's a portal. This video has gone an hour and 13 minutes. I don't know, maybe I'll do another video tomorrow. It's late. I'm tired. Oh, one more thing. I found this little rock on a walk that I took yesterday, and it was made by, or it says the idea is from Avery. And it says, you can move mountains, you can break rocks. I came home and I looked up that saying, and it comes from a song. And I do believe that we can move mountains. Hold your vision. What do you want? Not just for yourself, but for your legacy and your ancestors. Seriously. There is nothing that we cannot do We have possessed so much power. What we focus on at any given time has the force and ability to create what we experience. So what is it that we want to experience? Honey, be you. You matter. If you are here and you're watching this video and you got the tiniest little nugget of help or inspiration or clarity or a new way of thinking of something, an aha moment, anything, please feel free to comment. Please share. You're here for a reason. I'm here for a reason. This is no accident. So remember, whatever you do, whatever you think, whatever you want to experience is a pebble and is a grain in the collective experience. So please remember that we're all connected and you're a very important part of that. And thank you. Thank you for being here.